Well guys, this is the, I don't know if this is the next project or not. It is a, I think, an 06 YFZ450. It's in rough shape. I sold my TRX 450 ER, and I took this as a partial trade because I needed parts to finish that one over there. And I pretty much got all the parts I need to make a really nice bike now. I'll show you what this thing came with. And it came with a full set of special edition orange and black plastics, which are pretty cool. If you guys can see that. And it says special edition right there. And it came with the seat with the stripe and everything on it. It also came with this set of plastics. They're not matched, but it's a full set. Well, not a full set. It's missing the tank cover and the side covers, but it's the front and rear fenders. This thing here is just beat the crap. The A-arms are bent. It's just in rough shape, but it does have the headlights, and they are not broken, which are amazing. And it's got the carburetor, which is worth some money too. Somebody went spray paint happy, as you can see. It looks like crap. But the heel guards I can put on the other one. There's a lot of stuff on here I can take off. It's got the skid plate, which I can use on the other one. And I mean, it's got Pro Taper clamps, and I don't know what kind of, it's a Pro Taper bar, but again, you got these people, you know, they buy dirt bike handlebars and they put them on here, and this side's a little smaller than that side because of the twist throttle. So again, same issue there. Anyway, let's see what else I got. I also got all this. I got two complete motors, two YFZ450 motors, complete. I got the push bar for the front. He's coming back with the grab bar. He said he wants these street tires. He's got a set of knobbies that he'll give me, and he's going to take the street tires. I don't really care for street tires, so he can have them. Both motors, they seem like they both have good cranks in them. They both have good engine cases. I think both these motors can be rebuilt, used, or sold. They both are complete. They both have starters on them. This one's missing the side cover and the clutch assembly. I didn't see it in any of these boxes. Not a big deal, I can always pick it up. But this motor here is complete, which is really good news. But through dealing with this guy right here, we know that trying to get a used 450 head for a reasonable price is almost impossible. And take a look at this. It came with two perfectly good heads. There's nothing wrong with either one of these heads. All they need to be is cleaned and resealed. I'll put new valve seals in them, and they should be both good to go. These are worth 500 bucks a piece, all day long, reconditioned. And I got a really good cylinder there. There's nothing wrong with that cylinder. And I don't know if that cylinder is any good. I'd have to pull it. But the pistons don't look all worn out. The back piston doesn't anyways. So I'm pretty excited about this deal. And I got a box of parts here, clamps, covers. There's more cams in there. This looks like it's the actual toolkit. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this deal. And I'll tell you what. I gave him $800 off the price of the TRX for all this stuff, for all of it. I paid 800 bucks for it, basically. Those two heads right there, that's $1,000. And then I still got the two complete lower ends. I got the complete frame over here. I got all these plastics. So I am well in the profit on this deal, by far, without a doubt. And I might actually try to save this thing, because now I got two motors. And I'm going to rebuild both those motors, because I'm going to sell one of them. And I could probably get $1,000 bucks for the motor, just the lower end, rebuilt with a new crank in it. So I am going to rebuild both those motors. I'm probably going to slap one in this frame, And hey, what the heck? See if I can't get 1,500, $2,000 for this when it's running again. Who knows? Anyway, that's my deal. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. I'm pretty happy with it, and I can't complain. It's just awesome. Awesome that this fell into my lap. And I actually sold the TRX, and I got a boatload of cash on top of this deal that got thrown in. So I'm a pretty happy guy right now. And let's get moving on finishing up this guy right here. All right, guys, we got some stuff in the mail. Let's go over what that is. Take a peek, see what we got. I got these from the guy I bought that motor from off of Marketplace. I hit him up because I needed these two guys right here. And he sent them to me. He had the two keeps. Now the keeps, I ordered the keeps from Podzilla, but they're on national back order right now. So, although these look pretty janky. They look pretty janky. I don't know what's going on with those. But we'll check them out, see how they work. Let's see what else we got. This is some of the Podzilla stuff. Let's see what we got in here. Well, look at that. I guess they finally came in. Oh, there they are. I was away on vacation for about a week and a half, so didn't really get much done. But we got those in now, and that's good. And what's this one? Let's see what's in here from Podzilla. Those are those two, the two coolant tubes. One goes in the head, one goes in the side cover. I was missing one of each, and out of all these extra parts that I have around here, I was able to get it to scavenge them up. But I got a couple of replacements. Those are only like $1 or $2 a piece. They're not that much money. I bought another valve cover bolt right there, which I probably don't need anymore. And I bought the two cylinder nuts that go on the bottom of the cylinder to hold it on, because I was missing those. And I also ordered, let's take a look in here. Get this off of there. I ordered these while I was on vacation because I knew I was going to need them. And let's see what this is. Yeah. I ordered another engine gasket set. And I'll tell you why I did order another set. And it's a pretty good reason, because I have all these engines now, and I'm gonna start working on them, so figured I'd grab another engine gasket set. All right, we got another gasket set. Valve seals, all that stuff, so that we can start working on those other motors, I guess. All right, let's get set up and go over a few other things. Carburetors. Let's talk about the carburetors. So, I got one of these carburetors from that parts bike, and the other carburetor came on the bike that I have. And I think this carburetor came on the bike when I bought it. And maybe not. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was this one. Nope. This one came on the bike when I bought it. And it had JB Weld on here in this area, all around in here and around there. You can actually still see the JB Weld right here. The mid body is cracked. It's cracked right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a crack that runs right down along there. Let me grab a pick and show you. There's a crack and it runs right down in there. And it's probably leaking fuel because this is the inlet. So I don't think this carburetor is any good unless I can get a new mid body for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take whatever I need from this carburetor, and put it in this carburetor so I can make a good carburetor and get this bike running. I'm going to do that off camera. I won't bore you guys with the swap over and stuff. I just want to figure out what the jetting is, and I pulled all the jets out. And the weird thing is that they have different jet setups. The main jet's different. This has your standard looking main. This carburetor had your standard looking main jet, and this one had the shorty looking one, which is kind of weird. And it had sort of like this booster here. So it was this and this, and the other carburetor had your standard jet, which I don't really understand what was going on with that. But I'm going to go back to the standard jet. I went down in my box of parts, or in my storage where I have all my parts inventory, and you can see how chalky that was. So we need to clean it up. Those threads look kind of deteriorated, but should be okay. Put a new O-ring on it. So I have a accelerator pump kit here, and this was for my YZ450 that I rebuilt. I'm going to assume they're the same accelerator pump because the carburetors weren't much different. And I do have some leftover mid-body parts and some other carburetor parts which I may need in this process. I got the new boot in for the carburetor, and it came with a couple of clamps. So we got that. We'll throw that on. And what else? Oh, this carburetor here, the one that came on the parts bike, it was missing the bowl. The bowl wasn't even on it, which is kind of strange. And the float was frozen inside there, so I got to try to clean that all out. Give this a good bath, brake clean, and see where we're at from there. But everything seems to be working pretty good. So this is the one we're going to go with. I'll do that off camera. I just wanted to show you guys where I'm at. And you can see here, the accelerator pump was pretty corroded on this one. So the diaphragm still feels okay. It's still spongy. So I think the diaphragm's all right. But the bowl needs a good cleaning. I think we'll be all right though. I think it's usable. All right, so that's where we're at with the carburetors. Let's go do a walk around on the bike. All right, so where we stand right now is I have everything separated in boxes. This is the head that I got in the mail that's blown out right there. And I put the cam covers on just so that it's the match set. I'm going to try to get that head fixed. More to come on that. This is the top end for this motor right here. Cylinder, valve cover, head bolts, chain tensioner, and a few other odds and ends in there that came with this motor. And this one's going to go in storage. The next motor's right here. This still has a cylinder on it and all that. I haven't broke into it yet. It's got a pretty nice chain, case saver on it too, which I'll probably pop off there and use on something else. Here's the head for this one. It's got the cam covers on it. This head here, I got the cams in here. Actually, the cams for this motor are in this bucket right here, I think. No, I have them on the bench over there. But I do have the cams that came in that motor as well. So this head right here, and funny thing is it has the boot, so I didn't really need to buy a boot, but anyways, I got a new boot. You can see here that this head, get it a little bit in the light, is in perfect condition. It's usable. It just needs to be cleaned up and put new valve seals in it, and it's good to go. This motor is going to go in storage. So I'm going to put these two motors in storage. I'm going to put everything that came with them together so that there'll be more content coming on these later. I'm going to rebuild both these motors. Just not sure yet when I'm going to do it. And again, I'm going to get that head fixed. I'm going to try to get that fixed this week. We'll see. The head that came with this motor, I have up here. And I have the cover on it, but the cams are in it. And the keeps, the cam covers are in it. The whole 9 yards. This one, I have reconditioned. I did it off camera. I cleaned it all up, cleaned the valves up. I didn't lap them. I didn't take them out. I didn't do seals in it, but this head's in really good shape and it's ready to go. It's ready to be used right now. And I got that set aside over here because what I want to do on this bike to catch up, and I'm going to set you guys up in the camera. Well, let me just show you guys what I did. So I got the new grips on. I don't know if I showed that in the previous video. And if I'm repeating myself, I apologize because I was on vacation for 2 weeks. I just got back and I don't remember where I left off. I guess I could go back and watch the videos, but we'll just do a recap. I was fooling around with the electrical on this, trying to figure out what was going on with it. Make sure everything works. I'll plug everything back in when we're ready to start it. I have my compression gauge in here. What I want to do before I go any further, and I took the exhaust off. What I want to do before I go any further is I want to do a leak down test on this. I want to make sure that the valves are seating properly. I did do a ton of work to this head, and this head was really, really damaged. It's torqued, everything's down. One of the other reasons why I bought another engine gasket set is because I wanted the head gasket, because this one's already been compressed, and you can't reuse them once you remove a head. So if I had to remove this head, I wanted to have a new gasket to put in its place. That didn't already have the crush on it. I swapped out the subframe. The subframe used to be black on this. The subframe, the threaded inserts were missing on the back, and it had a couple of broken screws off in here. So I swapped the subframe out from that. You can see the black one that's on that now. I swapped the subframes from this to this. So I had all the screw holes and everything all set. I did that off camera as well. Let's see, what else did I do? And I think that's pretty much it. Don't really see anything else that I did. So I think that's where we're at this moment. So what I want to do is I want to set you up in a stand, and we're going to do a leak down test on this. Yeah, let's do that next. One other thing though is this bike right here. I really don't know what I want to do with this yet. If you guys want to leave it in the comments, what you think I should do with it. It's in really rough shape. The A-arms are all worn out. The rear splines on the sprocket on the axle are loose. So it's probably going to need an axle. It looks like somebody put a new carrier in it. That's good, I guess. It's just in really tough shape. So I'm not really sure what I want to do with this. I don't know if I... Anyways, guys, let me know. Comment below. I really like to hear what you guys think. Do you really want to see me do another YFZ450? Once I finish that one, start right on this one. Or should I just sell it as a parts machine and go with something else? I'll probably keep it. I don't know. But let me, if you guys don't want to see me do another one, maybe I'll set it aside and I'll do it at a later date. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. This one also had the headlights. I took the headlights off because I think I'm probably going to put them on this. Not sure yet. The wiring is pretty screwed up on that frame. So we'll see. Once I get it all together and running, I don't really want to go through rewiring that whole thing. It didn't come with any lights on it, so I may just leave it that way. We'll see. This one here has heel guards. I'm not going to take the heel guards off and put them on that. I'm just not going to bother with all that. That bike, it'll look nice when it's done. Trust me. You guys will see it. All right. Let me set you up in a stand and let's do a leak down test on that machine. Okay, guys, you can see here that I have the regulator set at 5 PSI. you don't want to pump a ton of pressure into this motor. 5 psi will be perfect for a leak down. So let's go give it a try. All right, let's plop this in here and see what we got. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can hear air coming out of somewhere. So let's check the exhaust ports. I don't hear anything coming out of that. Let's push down on the valves and see what happens. You can hear the air coming out. So that valve's sealing. That one's sealing. And there's nothing coming out of that. Let's check the intake, see what that one's doing. Cover it up. You guys can hear that? Alright, so we got an intake valve that's leaking. Let's push on them and see what they sound like. That one's... They all sound like they're sealing, but we obviously have a leak. So we definitely have a leak here on an intake valve, or maybe more than one intake valve. That's not good news. So we're gonna have to pull ahead and rework the valves again. The exhaust valves are good, that's good news. Intake valves, not so much. So I guess we're gonna have to pull this head. Well, that stinks. So I think what we're gonna do is I am going to pull this head, and I'm gonna put that other head on there that I have. I know I was gonna use this head on the budget build, but I really want to get this done and get it sold. So I am going to throw that other head that I have on here, and now that I have the other gasket set, shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to remove this head, and I'm going to install the other head. And I already shimmed the buckets on that head and everything, so that head is all ready to go. All I have to do is pop it on here, throw the chain on it, fill it with oil, and we should be able to start this once I get those carburetors straightened out. So let's do that now. All right, I swapped the heads out. It's all torqued down. We're exactly where we were before. I have the oil lines back on. Coolant line is back on. Again, the head is torqued, and if you look down inside here, you guys can see that I have the buckets in there, and they're all properly shimmed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a magnet. I'm going to pull the buckets up with the shim. I'm going to oil it up real good. I'm going to put the shim and the bucket back in each one of these so that they have plenty of oil in there for when it starts up. We're going to rotate this thing around on top dead center. We're going to install the cams, the covers, and all that stuff. We're going to do that now. But before I do that, I just want to show you guys that we're missing an exhaust stud here. And some of you Yamaha realists might cringe at the thought of this, but I'm going to use a genuine Honda exhaust stud on a Yamaha. I just so happen to have a ton of these laying around, and I use what I have. So I'm going to install that and get set up in the stand, and we'll start installing the cams. All right, let's get going here. I want to show you guys this real quick on my iPad. You guys can see it. That is the timing mark on the crank, which is right here in the eye. I have that lined up already. And I think it's easier for me to show you on here than it is to try to look down inside these little holes and stuff. And then these are the way the marks have to be set up on the cams and the orientation of the cams. So we are going to set that up now. Let's start with the intake cam. And I think I just want to put a little bit of oil inside these journals first. Yeah, a little bit on top here. Should do it. Well, this is probably going to be tricky because they usually they don't go in very easy. But we'll just Just want to kind of pop it in for now. Still on the, all right. We're good. All right, let's get the caps on and the keeps. Try this one now. See if that helped. All right, the cams move freely. No binding. Everything looks good. We're top dead center. Timing marks are right on the money. All right, let's install the cam tensioner now. All right, guys, let's show you where we're at now. You can see there, that timing mark is right on the money. That timing mark is right on the money. The lobes of, I don't know if you can see them, but anyways, intake lobes are facing the carburetor side, exhaust lobes are facing the exhaust side. I'm gonna put a little gasket maker in this area right here. In the past, I've had them leak on me, and I've had to go in there and take them apart, put this in. So moving forward on every build, I am going to put gasket maker on here. They haven't always done that to me. It just seems like lately. So I don't like doing stuff twice, so I'm gonna do it. It's not gonna hurt. And hopefully we won't have any leaks. All right, those are tight. All right, I got both these carburetors here. This is, like I said, the one that came with the bike. It was missing the float bowl. It's cracked. Garbage. So I made one carburetor out of the two. I took the float bowl off of this one, put it on this one. I rejetted this to the factory jetting. We're running the factory exhaust on this, and we're also stock bore. So we don't really need, we need factory jetting. Factory jetting should be all we need. So I put that in here, and that was a 152 main and a 42 pilot. So we should be all set on that. Here's the bowl. The bowl is on. The accelerator pump cover is brand new. I had a spare one left over from a rebuild kit that I had. I replaced the O-rings in here, and the diaphragm was good, so we're good to go. It was real chalky inside the chalk bowl. We took care of all that. Factory setting on the air fuel mixture screw is 1 3/4 turns out, which it's set at, and that's pretty much it. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go slap this thing on the motor, and I'll come back when I'm done. All right, I think we're getting close to starting this thing up. Let's get this pan underneath here in case we got anything leaking. I'm going to fill it with antifreeze and oil. Hopefully we won't see any leaks. Check for spark. put the new plug in it, and see if this thing won't start. All right, let me set you in the stand, and I'll start filling it up with fluids. Let's check for spark. Let me grab the plug. Brand new spark plug, and it is a CR8E1275. I already checked the gap on it. Gap's good. All right, let's see if we get spark. And we don't have spark. Why don't we have spark? I think I might have to jump this Tor's over here. Let me grab a couple alligator clips and see. Let's see if that does anything. Yep, that gave us spark. So we have a problem with the Tor's system over here. We are going to have to jump it. I'll show you what's got going on the parts bike. The parts bike has the Tor's system bypassed, and the carburetor that came with this bike here, the Tor's was cut off the carburetor, but the other bike has the Tor's on it. So I'm going to take the Tor's bypass off of this and put it on that one right there. I just wanted to show you guys that I plugged it in here on this bike, and that's a spark plug right there. And see if you can see the spark. That's good spark. I'm happy about that. All right, I'll set you back up. Let's see if we can start it. I'm gonna fill it with some fuel now. Hopefully this carburetor won't leak. Let's see. A little tap. That's a good measure. All right, we got fuel in it, got a battery charger on it. It wasn't getting fuel so I blew some compressed air into the fuel line, and it must have been something plugging it. It's getting fuel now. I'm probably gonna have to take that carb off and clean it again. But let's give it a shot, see what happens. Well, you have it, guys. She's running good. I gotta fine tune it. I don't think the carburetor is 100% on this thing. Basically using what I got. It doesn't seem to be leaking anymore. I guess the next thing to do on this is put the tank on it, fill it with gas, and see how long we can get it to run for. See if we can't tune it out. Let's give that a try. All right, I put a brand new gas line on here. Hopefully, let's see, we'll put it on reserve. And the gas is flowing up over the top. I might have to cut this line a little bit shorter. And she's going into the carb. And that should be good. All right, let's get in the stand. Let's see if we can keep this thing running. I think in order to get this thing fine-tuned, we're going to have to put the airbox back on it. And create a little bit more drag on the carburetor. So I'm going to try to do that now. I pulled the gas tank out. The gas gauge, this gas valve is leaking. It looks like it's been replaced. It's probably some Chinese knockoff. This thing here wasn't even on it. It was floating around in the tank, and it's not going to stay on. So I need to get a new shut off. Without this, you're going to end up getting whatever junk's floating in the tank going into your carburetor, causing problems, and I don't need that. These are cheap. I'm going to order one. I had another issue, which I'll show you guys, and it was right here. This coolant neck was leaking. The O-ring was broken. I took it off. I drained the antifreeze out. I took it off. I put a new O-ring on it, put it back in, and that should fix the problem. And I filled it back up with antifreeze. Right now we're having a problem with the starter. The starter is not working. It has given up on me. The solenoid works. I get power all the way to the starter. I checked it with a light. And it's just not working. Let me show you guys real quick. All right, the key's on. I got a clamp up there holding the clutch in for the safety. This is on, and you can see. You can hear the solenoid clicking, but nothing's happening up here on the starter. Let me set up a test light, and I'll show you how I figured this out. All right, so my test light, I have it grounded here, and you can see that if I put it up here, it's lighting because I have power going to the solenoid. Now, there's nothing on the other side of the solenoid, as you can see. I'll pop you guys right here. I'll hit the starter. See? So that tells me that the solenoid's still good. All right, I put you in the stand. I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to put the test light on top of the starter, positive nut, and I'll hit the starter button. And you can see that we're getting juice to the starter, but that starter has given up the ghost and it's just not working anymore. So we need to get a starter. And fortunately, if we look down here, I got a starter on that motor and I got a starter on that motor. So I'm going to pull one of those starters, test them, and swap the starter out in this. Oh God, it just doesn't seem to end. We did get it running. It didn't sound too great. The carburetor was really in rough shape. Both carburetors that I had are really junk. I'm going to try to see if I can buy a better carburetor, or maybe I'll just try to pick up one of those Chinese knockoffs because this is a budget build, and let's see how they run. But I got to order up some parts, so I'm going to go do that. And I think at this point, we're going to end this video, and I'll come back when I get those parts in and get this thing running better. But we did get a first start. We did get it to run. I'm really happy. The motor didn't make any noises at all. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And we still got a lot more to do on this project. I still got to put the plastics on. I got a graphics kit for the plastics. I paid $60 for the graphics kit. I think it's going to make this thing pop. It's going to look really cool. And that's going to be in the next video. And I got some other stuff that I got to do. I'm going to sandblast the fender mounts for the back, where that reservoir right there mounts. I'm going to sandblast them, paint them black, mount those up. We still got to do that. Like I said, I got to fix the gas tank now because that's leaking. And yeah, so just odds and ends. But at this point, I really can't go any further. I got to order up some stuff. So I'm going to do that. And I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there. I know that this video seems to be taking a little bit longer than it should. Or for me anyways, it feels like it's taking longer than it should. But I went on vacation for a couple of weeks. I threw a filler video in there, working on a pressure washer. And let me know if you guys want to see other stuff like that. If you don't, I won't post it. I got some other projects around here I got to do, and we'll talk about them at a future date. But for now, I'm signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video.